Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a grand campaign matchup for you. Our first round, Nicodemus Hill, it's a rematch of last week's matchup. And then we got Pry Ford for round number 2. Thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you like the support, go to the link in the description where you can get live streams of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regimen on the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of everything we cover with no commentary and UI. So with that being said, our teams for today, on the CSA side for round 1, you got the Iron Brigade, Hood's Division, Hampton's Legion, JD, IVB, and the 17th Michigan. Remember, these guys will be CSA round 1, USA round 2. The signs will flip. And then USA round 1, CSA round 2. You got Colquitt's Brigade, 9th Corps, 42nd Pennsylvania, 30th Ohio, 12th Virginia, and the 1st Delaware. So with that being said, let's get into the round here. In balance is 6 in favor of the Union. Artillery-wise, Confederates have 8 guys, Union having 13. So in balance, infantry-wise is pretty even. In terms of our frontline reporters today, for the CSA perspective for round 1 and USA perspective for round 2, we got Gene from the HL. Appreciative of him. And then we got Uncle Dragon for Union round 1, CSA round 2. So Union's slamming this straight fence here. CSA generally try to defend this upper stone wall to start Nicodemus Hill. It is the best spot on the map, and it's the one spot Union cannot have because once they take it, it's near impossible for them to win. So CSA is letting the Union take here. And this spot is very hard for Union to take normally because you got the stone wall, and also Confederates have sharps and cavalry pistols. So they can shoot a lot more bullets a lot quicker. And the Union team has just taken this spot here, and Confederates just kind of let them have it. This is unprecedented. You do have some Union starting to shift down here, like you got Dragon up here letting his pistol loose close to the Confederate lines there. But this is really surprising. You can see some of the cav for the CSA running up on top of the hill. Looks like it's Iron Brigade here that's taking those pistols. And I mean, they're just going to unload. They get 6 shots compared to these Union guys who only get 1 shot. So letting these guys sit here and shoot for a long time is not so good of a thing, right? Canister hitting through the Union lines, getting about 3 or 4. And Union's holding pretty well because Union normally does one of 2 things on this map. They either charge down the wood line and hit the stone wall here, which is why the Confederates were still like beefed up in this position, is because Union generally head that way, but Union didn't go that, and they hit this. Normally CSA would respond and come over, but they didn't. Looks like Colquitt's Brigade's coming out to reinforce 30th and 42nd. You also have Union that'll charge down this right side and kind of take this, but from that point, it basically becomes Union runs up, caps the point, runs back, CSA runs down the open field, and that plays out for the rest of the match. But I haven't seen Nico played like this ever, really. And Confederates, I mean, they had a nice spot. Both sides are kind of on a defilade. Good artillery shot from Union. It didn't really kill a lot, I don't think. Yeah, it just knocked down a lot of guys, so this is a really fascinating game. You do have Union charging. 9th Corps is moving in. 12th VA behind.
What are you doing, you pig?
And Union's charging across the whole front. And if Union wins this, this will be huge. The biggest thing for Union is okay, they're not winning. They're kind of winning on this side, but it is the CSA cav that's holding this down. And they'll probably be able to hold this down, but Union's got to get the flags back. They got to keep respawning guys in. Because if you look at the tickets right now, it's very good for Union, even if Union might be down a little bit. They're actually not losing here. Sheridan has the flag up here for Union. It's keeping guys spawning in here. He needs to get out of there, though, soon, because eventually CSA should charge us out. Yep. There comes Gene, letting it rip.
Oh. Oh, no, you don't know.
Yeah, so he gets the flag there. And you can see Union, I like what the rest of the flags. With this 5-second respawn meta, it really makes the flags one of the most important things on the field because you can't have flags and your guys have to spawn at main. Union main is all the way over here. That's a hefty jog. CSA not so far away as they spawn right there, but instead of being in the fight, spawning in, getting into the action right away, you have to run across the map, and that takes a lot of time. So as of late, you have this meta of people holding the flags back, and this started shortly after that change, and you can see why. Look at Union's almost formed up again. You have a couple running from Maine, but nothing too crazy. Big thing though is Union did lose this flag over here, but it's a little unnecessary. Now, Union could keep doing what they're doing and try to push the CSA out of here. That is a valid strategy. They could also try to force the CSA to come out and cap the point. Point of contention is here. If they run over there and capture it, they will have to hold the point for a while before they can win the game. In order to win while you instantly cap the defenders, which is the CSA, has to be at the breaking stage, which, if you don't know, it goes from battle ready to engage to taking losses, and then down to breaking, and then their final stage of final push for the attackers, last stand for the defenders, and we'll explain that when we get there.
Go left of dog.
So Colquitt's running up. Barely, they're cutting the dirt here. I would say grass, but there's not really a whole lot of grass. But CSA is content just sitting here, although it's a losing fight. In terms of tickets, right? And the Union seems perfectly fine, just whittling them down. I mean, less than 10 minutes, you're going to knock your opponent down to engage. That is very good for an attacking team, especially on Nicodemus Hill, a map that favors the CSA.
Back to the right.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like we got FSB here too. Didn't see him on the court sheet. Apologies for that, but they will be in the description as well as with all the regiments who are participating in this video. So, looks like HL is going up and over. I mean, we'll see what they're trying to do. But it looks like you have more Unions charging in on this side here. CQB, 12th VA going up. You got 9th Corps going in here as well. And Union starting to gain some ground, especially since HL kind of just pushed off to the side, and now they're starting to turn around and move back. CSA goes down to engage. And Union is looking like they're winning. I think this is the Cav. Yep, Ken Rose leading the Iron Brigade there. They're trying to hit the Union in the side, as it looks like CSA's line held, but Union kind of inched forward. If the Cav can come through and wipe these flags, it can be devastating for Union. Honestly, CSA should probably countercharge this out. You can't let Union reform and do what they just did. You do have from CSA starting to push their way down right now. You heard it there, Cav fall back. So they're going to let the Union reform again. And Union is maybe add-on tickets. Kind of hard to tell. But CSA's got to change something up right now.
Independent Far, Delaware.
You can see what Dragon's looking at here. I mean, if you look from our view here, it's just like, oh yeah, he can see that, and then you go down there and it's like, oh, he can barely see anything. So he's just got a big line of smoke there. Oh, what a shot! I think it was Hacker from IVP who got that shot. Dang! Good shot. I don't know who shot that one, but CSA can't let the Union keep doing this. They gotta change it up. They gotta charge out at the end of one of these big melees if they have numbers. Yeah, I think that's really the only thing they can do. Because right now, you're fighting a losing battle. If you just keep doing what you're doing, you're not gonna win. And Union will just cap that point once you hit breaking. Because Union's in between the CSA and point.
I recommend getting the flag in the forest to the west, so you're not sitting right here when they charge in.
Looks like that fourth Union flag did despawn. So I think Union should have 4 flags. I mean, it's not in yet, it looks like. I mean, it looks like Union's about to go, and numbers are now 9 in favor of Union, but I mean, Union's just no wait. CSA's letting Union have the stone wall.
20 rebels today.
And I don't know if Union's going to win this. It looks like they're not going to win, but again, that doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters in War of Rights is the tickets of the attackers and the defenders. The amount of kills you get does not matter. So, CSA, Union's holding a little further back. I like that. Again, you can't. If you're Union, your biggest thing is just keep doing what you're doing. Don't let the CSA wipe your flags, because if they do that, it's kind of over. Numbers are a little similar though, so I think at the end of last charge, CSA had a real good chance, and they just didn't take advantage of it. Oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but 9th Corps is leading the Union side today, and Iron Brigade is leading the CSA side today. So 9th Corps doing really good. Iron Brigade's biggest mistake, or I guess CSA's biggest mistake, is letting the Union get a foothold here. Virtually unopposed. I think the only critique I have of a Union charging up here is they charge into the wood line when they have the stone wall. Actually, I don't even know if that's a critique, because if Union just sits there and shoot, the Cav will probably outshoot them. And on top of that, too, flag respawns will just get guys right back in the fight. CSA mains are pretty close, so it's not bad. It's going to be hard for Union to wipe the CSA just with the Cav that they have. And CSA's in a good spot, even if they aren't directly on the stone wall. So you do have HL going around this right side. JD going here. Maybe they're going to go for a push. They are in a Steam chat, so we can't hear their comms in game. Maybe they're just trying to pinch the Union when they charge down the road. Who knows? And CSA is going to charge now. And Union's going to countercharge this. I like the plan from Union, although it's going to be a bit chaotic. Artillery hitting that Union flag there. Going on this side. CSA starting to get a little foothold, but Union is holding the line. Some Union flanking around the side. Colquitt's going really far up to that stone wall. More CSA reinforcements pouring down. And this is going to be tight. CSA down to taking losses, and it looks like Union's going to at least hold their position. Where are the CSA flags? That's going to be the biggest question I have coming out of this. I mean, I don't like that Chunky is running the flag. It's a little risky. Don't. You can't, Union, you can't lose. No, Chunky, no! Oh, what are you doing? He doesn't deserve to get out of that, but it looks like he is.
Oh, you missed, stupid. You missed, stupid.
Yeah.
Even if he dies, which he does, that flag will be picked up by Union. I don't know how they kept that, but...
Running through you guys.
You're bad.
You guys suck. Better.
Pistols out straight away. Get your pistols out.
So, we'll see if Union charges in. Nope. I mean, I like it. Union's playing this well, and this is the biggest effect this match has shown with the flag respawns, because both sides have been able to respawn after these charges relatively quickly, and it's made it very difficult for the winner of the charge to counter charge and push the team who lost out completely.
Flag.
Behind the dog at the fence.
So some guns for the CSA have rolled up. You got Rambo here. It's like they'll have okay angle. They'll have great angle. The guy on the snake fence there, but this round could be coming to a close after 1 or 2 more charges. I like what CSA did though. Sure, they didn't push the Union out, but they're trying something different, so I can appreciate that. And you got some CSA vibing music. I'm intrigued to see how well that artillery gun will be. You can kind of see the dead guys there from the Union side. I wonder if I could... I kind of want to crank this up. Big risk to my frames. But we'll see.
At the triple quick. On the line.
Open order, spread it out, don't clump it up.
Yeah, I mean, Union's going to take those hits. So Union just lost, like, what, 3 or 4 guys? But they'll be back in 5-10 seconds. So CSA trying again. Union kind of moved out to the open side, so unfortunate timing in terms of that. But Union's fascinating. Union might lose a flag or two. Oh, Union instantly does about face. And this is Nico Hill in reverse. CSA's kind of charging for where Union normally would. And CSA hit the Union at a perfect time. Union was backing off. I mean, you got a couple guys from 9th Corps, but Union just got wiped. They're going to lose all those flags. And if you saw a little chance that a team wins marker, CSA, it probably just jumped a good 30%.
Oh.
Oh, you absolutely man. Get these boys over here. Get them. Let's go.
And the reason for that being is very simple. The CSA now have control of the field again. And 1 guy's left.
End my life, please.
I know. Get it over with, dirty yank.
So, tickets are still even. Union's still in a very good spot. The big thing, though, is Union lost those flags. And Union could, in theory, sit around 5 minutes and wait for those flags to despawn, because the flags despawn after 5 minutes and then push up again. But we'll see what they do. Maybe they just charge right back into here and try to get those flags. I wouldn't be surprised if they charge right back here, or just sat at main for 5 minutes and then pushed out. But the biggest thing is going to be, is if the Union does charge this position again, is the CSA going to move out of the woods and actually hold the spot, or are they just going to let the Union take it again? Because Union's won every charge outside. Sorry. Union has not lost their ground outside of the last charge we saw. And I think it was really just poor timing on Union moving out the moment CSA hit in. So, with that all being said, we'll see what happens. Union starting to move out. They have 2 little prongs here. Looks like you got CQB on the right. 42nd in front on the left with 31st Delaware. Behind 12th VA. Then 9th Corps looks like they're at the rear.
That's why we do 3-dot spacing, though.
I want
Get up, Jam.
I'm fine.
So, Union holding back for now. And artillery's having a heyday over there. I mean, let's see. CSA kind of shifting over JD kind of on the left. HD, a couple tags there from them as well.
JD, pull it back to the snake fence.
Alright, at the ready.
And so, Union, again, has plenty of time. They can shoot this out. But what I would much prefer is what they're doing right now. I think I have a very aggressive take to how you should play this game. I think you should always be charging, just because that's really the only way to kind of gain ground in this game and deal ticket loss to your opponent quickly. Shooting around, it's a very slow decrease to both sides' tickets. And you're not going to gain any ground doing that. So really the only time you should be shooting from a distance is when you're reforming your line or trying to coordinate with other officers. That's just my take on the whole thing. But I know a lot of people disagree. But I've really liked how 9th Corps has read this round. It's been great. And again, why did the CSA let the Union roll up and just take this position? Unless CSA are overconfident that they can win a charge, but Union should just roll on to the point. They need to start pre-capping this because they're in between them and the point. It's very simple. Also, you cannot get as much concentrated artillery fire. I mean, if Union sent a couple guys to point, we're pre-capping, and they charge here, they win this, I think. They win the game because CSA would be so distracted with the charge. But anyways, Union charging in here. Only 9th Corps is going in. You have Union kind of consolidating around that road. 9th Corps getting obliterated. I don't know, Dragon's still alive. I think his force was just trying to go in and knock him down to breaking. First Delaware pushes up, but CSA is trying to countercharge Union, capping this point. Union's playing this great.
Get the flag away from here.
Union's just got to hold off long enough, and they're gonna hit breaking, but they just got to hold off long enough. This is gonna be very tight. CSA hit breaking. Points about halfway capped.
Chase them all the way back, boys.
I don't know. Who's on point for Union? 12th VA is.
Up the road, man. South, southwest.
I don't know. CSA just got there. And how is it not stopped? No way. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What a cap. That was a perfect round in eco from Union. If CSA is going to let you take that spot, take that spot. Holy cow. I mean, Union just played that perfect. They hit a spot. It's really good to hold from. Sure, you're being hit by a lot of CSA artillery, but you guys will just respawn in right away. You have more tickets than defenders, so it's not the end of the world in that aspect. And they went down and capped just in the nick of time when CSA hit breaking. I don't know why CSA was so concerned with holding that far position out there. I really don't know. But anyways, great round from 9th Corps USA. We'll be switching sides for round number 2, and we will see you for that very shortly. Alrighty. Back with another glorious round of War of Rights. Round number 2. Server pop. 200 is imbalance is 13 in favor of CSA. Remember, they flipped sides for round number 2. If I look correctly here, let's see. So CQB is going to be leading the CSA for the USA campaign, and then HD is going to be leading the USA side, and the USA side is the CSA campaign. So biggest thing is it's a 14-man imbalance. That's big numbers. Union having 6 guys on artillery, Confederates having 11. So really this imbalance is 9 in terms of infantry, which it looks like that number's slowly but surely evening out here. So again, frontline reporters wise, you got Uncle Dragon for the CSA perspective for this round, and then for the Union perspective, you got Gene. So all fun here. So the strategy for Pride Forward has stayed pretty generic over the years. Union's strategy is to just bulldoze down the open field, hit the CSA here, break them, and then from there you have control of the map. Because CSA has some pretty good defensive possessions. You got the rocks here. They have some nice deflades, which you can see the 42nd and 30th holding. But if we look over here, this is the point of contention. You have some CSA guys holding here. If the Union takes this side of the map, they can hold this little hillside here which you can see it's a little bit of a defilade. So this blocks from CSA artillery, and if Union ever rises up, the CSA team will just be all exposed in the open. There's really no cover in this direction. So obviously CSA's main job, hold the line here. It's gotten very easier for them as the years have gone on, just because with the higher pop servers, you have more guys defending, more guys shooting at a group charging at you. CSA, I'm pretty sure, has some sharps or cav pistols. I think. I know Union does. Oh, yeah, you got some sharps there. But Union has them as well. And here we go. Union side keeping up the possession. Aggression here. And I like this. And CSA about to unload a volley. Oh, no.
This way. Sprint it. We're going to get him.
There we go. And Union hitting the line. CSA collapsing now after that volley. Very beautiful. And this Union charge getting very swallowed up. Very spread out. One down Union flag. Lori here from IB running away. And the Cav is coming in very late for the Union. Now, I appreciate them coming in later than everyone else because a man with a pistol is worth way more than a guy with a rifle. Just because they could shoot 6 shots compared to a rifleman who could shoot 1 in a melee. So, Union getting completely destroyed. It looks like they lost 2 and maybe going to lose a 3rd. Yep, they lose all 3 of their flags. Not a great start. That's reflected by the ticket mark. But again, going back to what I said beforehand, it's very difficult for the Union to kind of win these charges. You're charging across the big open field. That's obviously the first. Secondly, defenders have cav, or sharps rather, which again makes it hard too. But with the flags respawning everybody in quick, the defenders, even if they lose, guys are going to get back in. It's just a really kind of hard position to charge. And in my opinion, another idea for Union to kind of push in is they could push through these bushes and up here. Similar to how I was mentioning earlier, you have this defilade here. This hill kind of holds around over here. And Union can hold kind of in this area here. And artillery will not be able to see them. So, obviously, a whole lot of infantry guys over here that can see you. But, I mean, if you charge through this backside here, you're on point and you could cap. But it could kind of cut the CSA off. And it'd be very similar to last map because of Union. Right, last map what we saw is the Union team rolled up behind one side of a defilade and just knocked the CSA down in tickets. And it was a thing of beauty. Artillery was hitting the Union, but it wasn't really affecting. Here's the thing. Union can do the exact same thing on this map as they can roll up here and kind of shoot the CSA from this direction. Artillery would be hitting him from behind, but from a much further distance. Actually, maybe not. But a similar thing could play out. However, if Union charged across the field, I would expect CSA to roll up here. But we won't know until that happens. So, Union down half a morale stage. They got to start thinking of something here. Numbers have definitely balanced out. Let me look here. I don't know if anyone balanced. There's no. The only message in chat is please check balance. But we'll see what the Union wants to do this time around. I mean, it looks like you got Templar maybe running out for the flags. You got Midwest Brigade out here. They're just kind of shooting off by themselves, but where'd Templar go? Maybe he died. Who knows? So for now, it looks like you got FSB up on the fence taking shots at the CSA in the distance. HL shifting right, IVB as well.
Let's go.
Ooh. That shot just shredded.
No, Brett, come on now.
Oh yeah, shit, sorry, 7.
These fucking Rambos, man.
You dropped that already, man.
So Pry Forward has Pry Forward over the years, just again with it becoming harder for the attackers, we generally see the map taking a lot longer than what you would expect. But I mean, when the defenders hold longer, the map goes longer. That's just common sense, if you will. The Colquitt's forming a nice information line here. And that's the nice part about the CSA defensive position, and it kind of, at least I think anyways, Union artillery can't really hit. Because, I mean, if we look zoomed in, they have that definitely, you might be able to hit the guy in the rocks, but again, they have rocks to cover. So Union, outside of that gun there, is counter-battering, which I think is the worst way to use artillery in the game. So, reason being, right, is artillery can't get kills that effectively. You'll see shots hit in the middle of the line, and it'll only kill 1 or 2 guys. It'll knock over a lot of guys. It'll suppress a lot of guys. It'll make guys a lot of scared, which those 3 things are what artillery is very good at, but it's not very good at getting kills. So, really, artillery should be in support of infantry, and the communication between the two need to happen a lot more, which I don't really see happen that often. Obviously, it's hard with that communication because you already have 5, 6, maybe 7. I've seen it get up to 11, 12 regiments on a side. And between infantry, that's hard to communicate because there's no one head person. You have 6 to 11 head persons, which in any type of leadership situation, it is much harder to get everyone to agree and do something. So while infantry is trying to deal with that, you also maybe have 1 or 2, 3 groups on artillery, and so then trying to get those 3 guys to communicate and agree on everything. It's very much of a hassle, and I don't really think we'll get efficient artillery and infantry communication until one regiment or group of regiments that always plays with each other, like brigades, for example. I don't think we'll see it until that happens. And as these server pops increase, the odds that happen are less and less and less. Unless War of Rights grows like 5 to 10 times in the next day, which is not going to happen. So it appears that the Union side, wanting to preserve tickets, is trying to shoot down their opponent. Now again, I don't necessarily know the impacts of everything within the campaign. I don't go to that. I just show up and record the matches. But I see shooting down the opponent as the attacker, as Union on Pry Forward. And it rarely works. The only way to win the game is you got to charge that out. Because when you do a shootout from long distance, I was talking about this last round, it's very slow. Both sides will lose similar amount of tickets, which favors the attackers, but the pace is so slow that it doesn't matter, the difference that they'll have in tickets.
Very nice. You seem to have knocked them over. Very well done. Repeat that shot yet again.
Some JD moving over. 9th Corps looks like they're just running up taking shots. I don't think CSA needs to risk anything, and I don't know why Union is... Oh, are they just going to shoot from here? Fascinating. So HL running up.
It's a whole nother company!
Spread it out a little more.
Just taking some shots here. They're going to get destroyed. Look at that. A third of them just went down with that one volley. But again, shootouts from a distance, everyone's going to lose similar amount of tickets. It's going to be a very slow loss because normally these long shootouts, everyone's standing up in formation, which you could see like both of these lines here for CSA and Union. Holy crap. Who shot that volley? I mean, good volleys from both. 42nd, 30th, and then Colquitt's at that first volley. That was just beautiful, but everyone's dying in formation, so that ticket rate's very slow. It's hard to shoot in this game. So again, tickets lost can be slow. It doesn't help that as the server pop gets bigger, tickets are worth less per death, because if there was a really small server with like 10 players in it, you wouldn't want each death to be worth the same amount of tickets as it would in a really large server, because then the small servers, you never lose any tickets. So as the server size increases, each ticket death is worth less. More people are spawning in with the flag chains, but the devs completely countered that by making deaths worth 20% less tickets. Is because when they did the flag change, rounds were going from 40 minutes down to 30 minutes, which I'm not complaining about, but it is what it is. So to summarize the rant, if you want to call it that, shootouts are only really good, in my opinion, based on everything I've seen, at least in an NA meta. Shooting is really only good to reform your guys or to communicate a plan with other officers, because it rarely goes good for the attackers. Uh-oh.
Oh shit!
What did I
Yeah,
miss?
he drew on you, Bo.
I'm faster on the draw. I am faster.
Looks like they're having some fun in the back, doing some duels.
I didn't wait for the full draw. I got to here and I shot.
My barrel clean for a second.
Shot from the hip.
Look right down it.
Yeah, let me
Got
see.
a speck of dust.
Clean that big old thing. Yeah, you gotta clean that thing.
So, oh, you do have some Union moving up. I think it's probably JD. We saw them move out left earlier. Yep. So JD's kind of at the edge of out of bounds, and it looks like they're just trying to siphon off some tickets from the artillery. Which artillery is going to try, but they just overshot there. You do have some CSA starting to move around the left side here. That artillery shot just, again, knocked down a bunch. So some CSA got cold quits, and I think 42nd is adjusting over to engage JD.
You boys swing right. You boys go right.
15 minutes in the round, and CSA is doing a good job. Union, I don't know if Union sees the CSA that well, but Union's got to go now, I think. I mean, you could take these rocks on the right. Got Iron Brigade going up center with the Cavs. CSA starting to shift over. JD is nowhere to be effective.
Don't expose your head.
And here comes another volley. Yep. I mean, you have now FSB going in. So I don't know if Iron Brigade went in earlier, FSB went in late, but they got to go in together. I mean, sure, the volley from CSA will be a lot more devastating, but the initial one anyways. But Union have taken these rocks. They got to get a flag up here. Looks like they are running one. I don't think they're going to hold this because CSA, once Union falls back here, which is they have, they got to rush over here. CSA, in theory, is going to charge over here. Because, again, you can't let Union linger over here because they'll get all their spawns back in.
Company charge!
Get the flag out! Get the flag out, Tex!
Tex, go, Tex, go! Run!
And that, again, Union flag play, that was not good. You should have seen them coming. You should have realized what was happening. Could have ran. I don't know if you would have made it out, because if you started running, obviously that's a large open field that CSA can shoot you. But Union's almost down to engaged. Sorry, Confederates are. Union is engaged. They might go down to taking losses soon. Oh. That kill got him to engaged. Look at that. You do have some CSA. It's probably 9th Corps. They're going up to the artillery again. Yep. I mean, I don't know if I ever finished that, but artillery counter battery.
Boss, we could charge them out.
You're not getting a whole lot of kills because artillery most of the time doesn't get kills. But you're shooting at what, 8, 9 guys when you could be shooting a lot more over here. I just don't like it.
Show 'em what's for.
Sadness.
Well,
Ah, you missed. You may not have missed. All right.
so Union hasn't really recovered from that first charge. The previous charge we just saw was a little better in terms of tickets for Union, but they still lost a fair amount. So we'll see what they do. They have some time to figure out what they want to do, but it's just very tricky. Again, 210 is a good amount in terms of numbers, but I guess Pry Forward has kind of always been the map. Union's just kind of had the bonsai charge and hope they do well. And I know some people have brought this up, but each side they have sharps or guys with cavalry pistols, but as the server size has gotten bigger, the amount of people that can get those guns is the same. Because if we look here, you can see Union's got 2nd U.S. Company A and B, but they got the 4th Pennsylvania, which is the Cav there with their pistols. There's a cap to that. And even though the server size has increased over the years, that Cav has not stayed the same. So the effects of these Cav groups is diminished. Because if you have an 100-man server, 50 guys on each side, and what, 2/5 of your team have these cavalry pistols, I mean, that's just crazy overpowered. You could wipe the whole team with just that group. But now when you get up to these higher pop servers, it is harder for that small group to kind of wipe out a whole defending team.
Yeah, we got movement southeast south.
You know, if we were Rainbow, we'd probably take them all out.
I mean, we probably would drop them to
2.9 TKB!
It's I'm reading some of the chats from the CS. I don't know how well you could see it. Let me zoom this. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Spread out.
Or if you just T again, you'll be able to see it. I'll keep looking, but they're arguing about the kill feed. Oh, yeah, look at that. I don't know if you can see, but they're talking about adding a kill feed into the game, or maybe some health fixes. So the reason why the game does not have a kill feed, unlike a lot of games where it shows you when you kill somebody, is because this game wants to encourage team play as much as possible. And when you start showing people how many kills they get, especially at the end of a round, even in like a kill death ratio, people are going to start thinking about, oh, how can I maximize this? And so that's why they don't have a kill feed, because in the game, you know, don't worry about it. Granted, that's their argument. Whether it's good or not, you can decide. Oh, no, HL. No, just this PA. Or 42nd PA and 30th Ohio just destroyed HL. They just unexisted. Midwest Brigade, I don't know why they're charging in there alone. They're only got 5 guys. Iron Brigade's charging left. Union's going to go down to taking losses any second. And you do have some Union charging the center. I think Union needs to collapse the center right now. 12th VA is the only group here, and although they provide some numbers, if Union takes this center point here, that shows that they've gained some ground, but they are kind of winning over here too. Instead of necessarily going in, some of them just sitting back taking their shots. And
Thank you, Doug. You saved me.
I wonder if the
Get back here, we're holding.
Cav guys just sit back and shoot. Union's taking the center. JD has. Union infantry needs to get up there and reinforce that spot. I don't know why they aren't moving. FSB's got to move to the left. These Iron Brigades alive. These guys alive need to go to the left. You got to reinforce that center. Because if you don't go there, CSA will collapse. Granted, these guys are distracting the CSA, and CSA's not turning to the point. Which, of course, as I say that, looks like they're starting to do that. 42nd going that way.
Who the fuck are you? We got incoming, we got incoming, we got incoming.
Union falling back in the far side. Ooh. I didn't knock over anybody.
Boys, protect the flag.
So some Union reinforcement HL getting back after getting wiped.
I'll face you.
Union should just hold in this defilade. Yep, yeah, I love the move, HL. Look at CS artillery hit there. They can't really hit where the Union's holding. They might be able to hit right here, and that'll kill a couple, but I can appreciate this. Although CSA is getting some really good shots on their side. Hateful's running in with his Lamat, it looks like, from a distance. I can't really tell.
Make your decision, boy.
And Union falling back again. Union did just kind of get encircled there and pushed back right away.
Yeah, get your loads in. IB, get your loads in. Quickly now.
And we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Once you're loaded, jump the
IB,
in
get
his line.
together. Oh, God. Good.
Stand up. Y'all are fine. Stop crying and stand up. Come on.
They're already wild.
Yeah, stop crying.
Oh, that's fine, baby.
Kind of back to that kill feed before the charge is there. I know Hell Let Loose has a kill feed, and I know when I play the game, I don't really care too much about my KD ratio. Because I know it doesn't really matter if the team doesn't win. I think Hell Let Loose is much more fun when you're working as a team and winning a game compared to going off and trying to get your own kills. Because frankly, in Hell Let Loose, you can't really go off and get as many kills as you want. It's just a hard game to get kills efficiently. There's not a lot of places where you can sit and camp unless you're a defender on a maybe urban map, but there's so many things that could happen to where you die. So it's kind of the same with War of Rights. You can't be a hero on your team. Even if there is a kill feed, you can't be a hero. Because unless you're an officer for the CSA with 9 shots, most guys just got that one shot in their bayonet. And they might be able to catch a team off guard, like Rambo behind them, and get like 4 or 5 kills at most. But the crazy thing is that you'll get those 4 or 5 kills, they'll all be in formation, you'll die out of line, and overall, tickets-wise, your team would have lost the same amount, if not more. So, I don't know. I don't know if the kill feed argument of not having it is valid or not. I know some people would most certainly care about their KD ratio and kills, but I think if anything, they shouldn't show you getting kills during the round just because
I'm in the wrong line.
that would just look weird to have a kill feed pop up in this game that's supposed to be realistic. I mean, it's not like you have a kill feed in Hell Let Loose, but maybe if you hold down tab, you can see how many kills you have maybe at the end of the round. I don't really care. But they probably won't implement it. A lot of devs have been very adamant about that anyways, so.
I'm pretty good.
Union's down a whole morale stage, and they're just holding behind cover right now. CSA artillery can't really shoot them. You just saw them try to shoot, and they shot way over that shot. Yeah, it took a minute.
The fucking keep already under fire.
What? Did they get hit there? That's a crazy shot.
They killed a lot of people with that one.
I guess they could set the fuse right and just the shot explode over their head.
Still alive. It sounded like I died. Leave me
They
alone.
hitting them angles, bro. What the fuck?
Bro, Mattis got the craziest thing to week on this thing.
Yeah, they're setting that fuse time right.
My question is, how the fuck does he know we're down here? He can't see down here.
Which is what a rabbit
Yes,
would do.
if we're not visible, then we have to be back here.
Jordan Peterson and Rats. Look at that. So you have some CSA guys. Yeah, it's 9th Corps. They're just kind of harassing Union artillery, which artillery's trying to, but they're missing. At least in what I just looked at. Union's moving out. We got Iron Brigade moving up left with FSB, JD to the right. Is Union going to try to push this left side instead, or maybe they're going straight to the point? We shall see. 16 minutes roughly on the clock.
Alright, 163.
Oh, they're shooting from here? What?
Oh, sorry, Templar.
Alright, TS artillery. Come on.
Take a deep breath, get yourselves together.
Oh.
Independent fire, boys.
Okay,
Rifles
that was
at IP.
This is not going to work if only some of them go in.
Rifles at IP. Independent fire.
HL taking some shots. I don't know who's shooting, but JD charging in. Union. It's very confusing to watch what they're doing right now. Some are moving in, some are charging, some are sitting back and shooting. I don't like taking the shot from the distance here, but dang. CSA is probably going to hold this again. Both sides going to go down another morale stage here. CSA down to taking losses, Union down to breaking.
You may know, dog.
Yeah, Union down to breaking. Union is starting to turn the corner, but CSA collapsing at 1st Delaware there. 9th Corps from the far side. And despite any engagement you see here, it is going to be over for the Union. They're going to lose those flags, so... Wow.
Get the flag up, get the flag up. Someone get the flag up.
We still got a few.
One of you pick up the flag.
Union a little way through breaking. CSA at a very, very starter taking losses stage, and
Phenob's got the flag.
I don't know if he died because he was out of line or, but what the heck? Look at that artillery sponge. Wait, what's inside? Oh, it's nothing. Wow. Look at that, it's invisible and it's there. It's gone and it's there. There is a artillery sponge through the man himself. So, I mean, we probably got one more charge till Union's going to go down the final push. And in my opinion, Union's probably not winning this game. So fire Union, you just got to form up a charge again. No point in really delaying the inevitable. Granted, I don't know how this will have to do with casualties and all that fun jazz.
Why am I stuck here? Holy shit.
But
Hamptons, you stay behind your star. Don't prefer to take the star.
Someone...
Hamptons, stay behind the star.
What is my boy doing over here? I think he's fighting the water. And it's nighttime. Oh, you can still kind of see. Oh, you can see the water skipping up when you're on there. It's kind of neat. Alrighty. Well, Union kind of forming up on the bottom side here. You do have some movement over behind the artillery.
Pistol and rifle. Come on, independent fire cab on the rocks.
Independent fire.
Independent.
Fast! 50!
Yeah, caissons and whatever you got to you.
Stop! Running! 50!
I really wonder how many players this map balances out to. I mean, really, the only way you can balance out these maps on a higher pop server is to add more tickets to the Union team, which the dev's new company tool that they've been talking about where we'll keep track of every War of Rights match played, basically. They said they can look at that and they might adjust things based off that. And I think you don't want to make maps even.
I saw that guy.
I don't think. I think there should be some harder maps for Union and harder maps for CSA. Just so that if you win as Union on harder difficulty, on a harder difficulty map, it feels a lot more rewarding in my opinion. But it's really hard to balance a game with uneven maps, and when the player count isn't consistently the same, the amount of tickets each death is worth is different. It's very hard to balance this game. So you do have first Delaware. They're running up, taking some pop shots, and it'll be a nice couple kills. But I don't know if the CSA is going to hit last stand. They might, just with the amount of charging we'll see here soon. You do have Union starting to push up the left side here. You know, they're just getting some nice shots in the open, but they're not really going to be killing a whole lot. Looks like maybe they're going up and over.
Stay on
TJ, boys.
Mr. BJ, if you will.
On this line, boys.
Fix this lineup. This is a clump.
Come on, boys. Fix it up. Fix up the line.
And so we'll see where Union is. It looks like Union really wants to kind of push the CSA on this left side, which we saw CSA hold last time, but CSA not really reacting yet. They're kind of holding behind the def lead. You do have some on the far left. First Delaware there.
Move up. Blue line. Fuck.
Yes. Southwest. Right, southwest.
We're at that 10-minute mark. Rounds, I don't know if it will go for the whole 10 minutes. We'll see. It's really going to depend on when Union decides to charge. Union, I don't like the sitting and shooting. It's, I mean, you're not going to win the point doing this unless the Union goal is we're going to shoot them to close to breaking, charge in, and once they get breaking, we'll cap and win. That's the best idea I have for why the Union's doing this. And I mean, this is probably one of those situations where shooting down your opponent makes a little more sense. I mean, there's always situations for it, but artillery is going to be very good here for the CSA. We already saw what one shot could do for the Union there. I mean, you're hitting them on a flanking position when they're forming lines facing that way. You're going to get great shots. It looks like they're starting to just do canister. You have a couple Union guys going up here.
Watch out, we go Rambos,
What's up, home?
We got
Oh,
him.
fuck me. Our officer disappeared.
I mean, if artillery, it looks like they are just down to canister. One shell in there. I mean, you got alt canister in there. You got mostly canister in there. Yeah. So CSA's kind of running on canister, and I mean, this is a great angle to take canister. So Union's kind of inching their way closer and closer across the field. Maybe they're now charging. Nope. IVB's pushing up closer. Iron Brigade up the furthest. Like JD pushing up as well. Barely getting out of the way for CSA artillery. And they're inching their way. CSA's not fully committing yet. They got that nice defilade to hold. CSA is almost halfway down to breaking in. That point, that is faster than natural decay. So Union's right on the boundary of point. Now, as CSA, do you let them cap? That is, honestly, if I'm CSA, here's what's going to happen. If Union caps the point, you just charge in there, knock them to last stand, retake the point, and you just win the game right there. Because if you know how this game works, when you cap the point before the defending team hits breaking, what that means is the attacking team has to hold the point for a certain amount of time. In this instance, since the Confederates aren't taking losses, Union would have to hold for 7 minutes. But since Union is now holding and trying to defend the point, they're considered the defenders. So that last stage of last stand goes to the Union instead of final push, which goes to the attackers, which CSA would now get the final push because they're considered the attackers. If you don't know final push, you have an infinite amount of tickets, but limited time. The black timer goes down to a couple minutes. Last stand, time doesn't change. You have a limited amount of lives. Once you die, you can't spawn back in. So Union is playing this very well. Iron Brigade guys are just going in trying to knock them to breaking. You have... What the heck? What I talked about at the beginning of the round, Union's doing exactly that. And they might win this game. Wow. I'm very happy the Union's trying this. CSA needs to back off. They can't hit breaking right now, and they're still trying to stay in this fight. They're trying to contest the point, but if they hit breaking, Union should charge this. Wow. CSA kind of fumbled that really badly. But I'm really glad I said that at the beginning of the round. Union should roll up on this side. Artillery's going to hit you, but who cares? Wow. Really well done by Union. If this is a new strategy that emerges for Union on Pri 4, I'm all for it. Wow. And unlike last round where the defending team has kind of a nice stone wall to defend, CSA can't really defend that open spot if Union just methodically goes that way. If anything, CSA has to sit at spawn and hit him from the side. But 2 great rounds today. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to get live streams of all the broadcasts we do, you can check out our Patreon in the description. You can also advertise your regiment and get raw gameplay footage of everything we do with no commentary and UI on the Patreon as well. But we also got our Discord and merch. But regardless of that, I appreciate you all watching. It means the world. I hope you all enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your night.